What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we have some wicked news, just news that we never really saw coming, with a brand new version update just on the horizon. So here is the official post saying on the 26th of July PST time is when we can expect the 13.1 update. New features are here to enhance your gameplay experience, and this is really dope. Look, a lot of people were expecting different things for One Piece Day. Of course, makes a lot of sense that, what we got for One Piece Day is what it is. But also, the fact that we're getting this version update right before, big moments are about to happen in the One Piece anime leads us to believe that this could have some pretty big implications, not only for what comes up in the more recent times, but what even could be happening in the future, because this is a really big update. So let's go ahead and get started with the official post, with the first notice talking about auto power up. Use auto power up to power up your crew faster. By using auto power up, you can power up the same character within the group at once. It does mention at the bottom here that Sugo rare characters cannot be auto powered up. Now, there is a thing, a lot of people are really excited about this, but after giving it a really good thought, I actually think that this particular part of the update is not going to be as good as what people think. And the main reason why I say that is because this is still only feeding one character at a time, right? So it's not really going to speed up that process. If this was one of those things where if you have a bunch of dupes in your box and you could just auto feed a bunch of dupes at once, yeah, at that time that would be really good. But that's not what this is. This is like you have one character and you can auto power up that character with certain groups of items. It looks like group 1, you can see in this image, does have a bunch of Luffy dupes. Would another group have like manuals or something like that, where you can just power up using like all of these things at once rather than do every single thing one at a time, where like you do one feed for manuals, one feed for tomes, one feed for support medals or something. If you can just auto feed everything at one time, yes, it does speed up the way that you can power up your characters, but it doesn't really fix the main issue that people have, is after doing Sugo Festivals, going through your entire box, feeding each individual character into itself for duplicates. It does take quite a long time to do that, especially after big celebratory events. And it does also mention that Sugo rare characters cannot be auto powered up, which I guess does kind of make sense, because sometimes you want to save duplicates for a reason. Sometimes you don't want to feed these characters into each other. You don't want to get like certain super tandems or final taps, so you can get the lower ability. I know, for example, right, the Super Tandem Yamato that came out during New Year's would actually conflict with the Super Tandem of New Year's Nami. So people wouldn't actually level up their Yamato because of that confliction. So in that type of circumstance, you can understand why they don't want you to, auto feed legends. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people think this is going to be a really good thing, but in my eyes, I'm actually not that excited for this effect at all. But if we go a little bit further on to the next point where it says EX Super, like what the hell even is this? EX Super. Meet certain requirements to launch EX Super Specials. It will make various types and classes become super. Certain characters that meet the requirements will be able to use EX Super even if they are a crewmate. So a super type special or a super class special if they're a crewmate sounds pretty good to me. If it is the same type or class as the character that used the EX Super, other characters will become super too. This is really dope. So I'm trying to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm looking at here, but this is the little panel of the example. This is the Pirate King Adventures Roger that we got, the very first PKA character ever given out. Now, one thing that we noticed straight away when we got this character is he just didn't seem good enough. It definitely felt like he was missing something, and if they're going to start putting EX Supers on these PKA units, I'm going to be very excited, because it's going to just add an additional layer to these units, add additional complexity, which I know for newer players might seem a bit daunting at first, but just overall adding a new layer, a new gimmick set for characters is a good thing, because not only does it give the potential for further super types or super classes for characters on your team, but it should, in my head, act like a normal super type or a super class special, where it gives you an additional effect throughout the quest. And being able to launch it as a crewmate is another big thing, because how many times when you're building a super boss team in Kizuna, even like this specific Kizuna that's out right now as of me recording this video, sometimes you literally are using certain characters as your captains just because of super types or super classes to give you that additional component of damage. But if you can just have any crewmate that you want that has an EX super to use it as a crewmate, and you get benefits of super types and super class because of that, it does allow you to switch and change what captains you're able to use, because obviously, as we know, super types and super classes can only be launched if the character is a captain. So if characters get this ability now where they can launch this effect when they're a crewmate, that is wicked, and I'm all for it. Being able to just add more layers of complexity of classes and colors to become super is great. Now, it is interesting that they're bringing this effect into the game right before the big release of that character that we're all waiting for. So a lot of people, again, have been having that theory of, what if this is for that upcoming character that we're all waiting for? And I think that's a very, very good point. I think that there is a very good opportunity that that character that we're all waiting for likely will have this new component. I really hope that whenever that character releases also has Rush Sugo special, because since Anniversary, only Sanji has been the character in the game to actually have that that new potential ability. So I'm really hoping that that character specifically does have a Rush Sugo special, or even if the end of month batch that we should be getting relatively soon, even if that is it or whatever. I just want to see more Rush Sugo specials, because how are they going to release a new mechanic and only bring one character out with it? It just doesn't make a lot of sense in my eyes. The fact that we brought out super types and then we had like a bunch of super type characters in a row. We brought out super tandems, we had a bunch of super tandem characters, and you bring out Rush Sugo special and only one character has it. And then you've got EX Super, which it does look like PKA Roger will have. Hopefully the PKA Sanji that we've all farmed for, hopefully he gets it as well. I think that would be awesome. And we are heading towards the end of month batch at the moment, which should introduce another set of PKA stuff. So hopefully that character also has EX Super. But this just opens up the door for really cool opportunities for characters to have this gimmick. So hopefully we see like some Sugo Fest exclusives or rare recruits or other free-to-play characters have this new mechanic to just give us more ways to play the game. There are also some other additional pieces of updates within the version 13.1. The first one is the improved search filter, and you can see there are icons for support and crewmate abilities. We've been crying out for this for so goddamn long. Like, yes, we do have an effect in the game with the filter system to filter out characters with their specials, but if you wanted a specific support for a character, or if you wanted, a certain crewmate ability to activate, we never had a way to search that. We always had to use third-party sources, community sources in order to do that, such as the database and the treasure map planner. But if they're going to add ways to do that in the game itself, then I'm all for it. Thank you very much. We love to see that. More quality of life updates are always good. Friend point rare recruits, you can now do up to 100 at a time. I'm also down for that, because I rarely ever do friend point rare recruits at all, but being able to do just spend 100 at once is dope. So you can just spend all your points, and you don't even have to worry about it. Doing 10 at a time does take quite a long time to do. This is a very, very outdated feature that should have happened a long time ago, and now you can sell up to 40 characters. I mean, look, it's an update. It's a good thing, but I mean, come on, it probably should have been a bit higher. Let's be real. This should be at least at 100 as well. Let's be real here. And then the final thing just to touch up on is they gave us a little bit of a letter, and it says, we're regularly revising the treasure map spaces and rewards, which is true, and changes will be made to the treasure map in the next update, which is going to be scheduled for late October or later, which does fall in line with the 9.5 anniversary, which last year was in the 10th or 11th of November. So this is going to fall in line with that. So whatever the 0.5 anniversary is going to be, this update will likely come with that. So that's going to be cool. And it says other new features are also coming to enhance your experience. We'll be sharing the details as they become available, so look forward to it. So there we go. We've got an OPTC minor letter to tell us that Treasure Map is going to be receiving some kind of update moving forward, which is interesting. I really don't know where they could go from here. Well, one thing that we want to see, though, is just better updates to the point system, because currently as it stands, if people are not pulling, it takes them so goddamn long to get to 10 million points, and I think it would be nice if it was just easier to do that, because, it takes a long time. Like, doing 30, 40 plus nav levels per treasure map to get to 10 million points, the average casual player is likely not going to do that. So I think that needs to be changed. I think at 20 runs maximum for a very casual player, 20 runs to get to 10 million, I think that's completely fair and what they should strive to achieve, okay? But I don't really know where they could go from here. I mean, one thing we want to see as well is better drops for those alternating pens, because, you know, it's not really going to be changing gameplay. Well, technically it could change gameplay if you have, you know, the two dupes of the characters, one with alternating pen and one as the base artwork. It does count as two separate character IDs, which means you can have like multiple different treasure map teams, multiple different grand party teams. That can change gameplay actually quite significantly. As it stands right now, we only have one character with that effect anyway, so it doesn't make that big of a deal. But if this is going to be a continual thing moving forward, that does need some overhaul. But we'll see what they have in store for us. I'm very excited to see what they have for Treasure Map, because the rewards for Treasure Map, they are the best. Treasure Map is the best game mode in the game in terms of the rewards you get out of it. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully there's going to be something good. But the main takeaways of this video is the EX Super, new ways to play the game, new effects for characters, and I can't wait to see what this will have in store for us in terms of changing the way we build teams and what kind of really unique abilities are going to come from this. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the new 13.1 update down below in the comment section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.